Hello and welcome to the first episode of Kit's Corner. Today we're joined by producer and artist Jason Ange.
Thank you for having me.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. Yeah. I'm in a bit of an interesting state of mind at the moment, to be honest.
Okay.
I find myself thinking differently to how I did, if that makes sense. But I'll go more into this.
Okay, cool. First off, do you want to start by just telling us a bit about you, what you do, who you are?
Yeah, well, I'm an artist and producer / writer.
Yeah.
And I just love music. That's literally what it is for me. Yeah.
Mate, sick. So, go on. So talk to us about what you were mentioning before. You're in a different state of mind now.
Okay, we're going to go deep fast, yeah?
Mate, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so this year, I found my approach to creating and my views on creating to be very different, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, this year, it's been my only focus, music. It's been the only thing I've had, the only thing that's been there for me. So I've been going in every single day, writing, producing. And my passion has become a lot more intense, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Why is that? Is that just because you've not been able to do other things
Partly.
Okay.
But I think it's mainly because I'm at a point in my life where a lot is changing. I've left school, all of this stuff. And I'm going to college, I'm in new environments, I'm in new places. I've been into loads of random places recently. Yeah. I've been in London for a while, I was in Brum for a while. So I was kind of just, because I've seen so much new stuff, if that makes sense, it's really like come out in my writing. That's kind of what it is.
Okay, so you've had sort of an increase in inspiration from different places.
That's exactly what it is. And sometimes I find myself like I hear everything in my head and I feel I'm manically creating and mapping everything out. Like I produce everything in my head and then and then it's just translating that into the computer, if that makes sense. And also, it's happened at a point where, because I think creating is about songwriting. Everyone has ideas and inspiration, and it's about being able to translate that into a radio-ready thing.
Okay.
I feel like my new inspiration has come at the same point as my skills have got to a point where I'm willing to and able to translate it into exactly what's in my mind.
Okay.
So, does that make sense?
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
So what's your process? So do you start maybe lyrics, or do you find a cool sound that you want to implement?
It varies. It varies so much. Sometimes it will be a lyric. Sometimes it will just be like me playing on the keys or playing on the guitar. Sometimes I think recently I've been thinking of grooves a lot more. Like I'll start off like like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll hear it in my head, and I'll hear the chords, and I'll hear everything, and I'll just like sometimes I'll write everything in my head and then come to produce it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Mate, that sounds insane. Okay, so you'd start make like a MIDI groove or something, and then just riff off that.
A lot of the time, yeah. But a lot of the time, it's just like I always create late. It's always or early, if maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and it messes up my sleep pattern because I'll end up being up all night all morning and just like working. And I can never if I'm really inspired, really inspired, I can never ever stop until I have the whole song done.
Yeah.
Or until I have like something I can listen to if I go to sleep, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So I'll end up sitting in my chair for like 6, 7 hours, just like trying to get everything out, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been weird recently, like the way I've been thinking about it, but yeah, I love it. It's all I want to do.
Man, that's insane. Honestly, that's insane. Well, it just shows the amount of time you're putting into it. Yeah. Because I've noticed, I've known you maybe a year or two now.
Yeah.
And the rate at which things are going, it seems like you're wanting to record videos every month, and the songs you're coming out with. We've just been lucky enough to hear a new song, a new video that's coming out, and I think it's your best one yet. Yeah, 100%. And the little clip, we heard a little clip which we won't go into today. Yeah. But that as well.
That's what insane. I mean. Like even that being a few months later. I feel like I'm like accelerating at a rate which I never thought I would. I never thought I'd be here this early, where I'm creating this type of stuff that I'm really proud of. So it's kind of like, it's just one of those things. I'm just happy about it. I'm happy about it.
It's cool because I'm noticing like you're implementing things like the rain sounds and the thunder sounds and getting a bit more environmental and things like that. Yeah. But to be honest, I want to get straight into maybe the Hennessey video. Can we go through that?
Yeah, we can go through that.
We'll go through the Hennessey video. Yeah. Tell us your frame of mind whilst you were writing it.
Yep.
Ideas for the video. Tell us. Just should we stick it on and see where we go with it?
Hennessy, tell me I'll get there eventually. Will I be more than a memory? Tell me they'll fucking remember me. Hennessy, talk to me. Tell me that I am a genius at writing melodies. I know that you follow me mentally. Hennessy, follow me. Tell me that bitch is in love with me. Tell me this life is enough for me. Tell me there won't be another me. I'm far from perfect, but you know I try. I keep on learning, but you know I try.
Give us a little idea on maybe the story of the video, or how you first came up with the idea.
Okay.
Hennessy.
Do you know what? It's very hard for me to explain. Sometimes it goes on my... But a lot of it was like... How do I even describe it? It was a conversation with the alcohol.
Okay, yeah.
So when I'm saying, Hennessy, talk to me. So it's like... And it's almost a conversation with the ego as well.
Okay.
And like that alcohol kind of represents the ego in a sense. So I wrote... This was definitely one of my proudest verses I've had. Like, Hennessy, talk to me, I'm a genius at writing... Like, Hennessy, talk to me, tell me that I am a genius at writing melodies. That's really like... That's a really dark lyric, I think, because it's that part of everyone, and especially every artist that wants that, like, tell me that... Because I believe, okay, this is going to sound crazy, but
no, go for it.
I believe that great art is here, okay? And great art is a line between crippling insecurity and excessive self-belief. And that's the line that I'm trying to ride, and that's the line that I was trying to ride in that song. I think that's a line that every artist writes, if that makes sense.
Okay, and do you feel like your music comes from that place then?
Yes.
Every time? It's a balance between the two?
Crippling insecurity and extreme self-belief.
So how would you balance that?
That's literally my musical journey. It's a whole ride to figure that out, but I don't know. It's just going to the deepest parts of yourself and just kind of really expressing it. Yeah.
Mate, that's a great way of looking at it. I've never seen it quite like that. So the video, how did you go about getting the video ready? I know you've done a little work with Fast Forward, who are with us doing the cameras right now. I
actually finished the half of the track first, and then I took it to my videographers, my great videographers in that side of the room. You can't see them, but Reese and Jared, they're very talented. And immediately, obviously I had that saxophone in it, and immediately they said, yeah, 1920s. I remember Reese saying it, 1920s. So that's sort of we knew that it was going to be like sort of an old jazzy bar, suit and tie kind of vibe. So from that, like, and then I hadn't finished the track yet. I got to the end of the chorus, and then I went into the weird, like, I don't even know what to describe it as. The song sort of disregarded structure in a sense, but into the Hennessy kind of bit, and I finished that after, and I had this really like strong vision in my mind of the whole last sequence. And I had that, and I told it to Reese and Jared, and I feel like they really saw my vision, and they really helped bring it to life, and even added some stuff in, which obviously elevated it to the next level. So definitely one of my proudest pieces of work for sure.
So you were writing that sort of, I don't know, like bridge, I guess maybe you call it, whilst they were coming up with ideas for the video as well. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I think that's a great thing about Fast Forward. They're great at painting the picture of the video.
I mean, it's crazy talent. Like it's things like that in life which just you couldn't write it. You know what I'm saying? Like as I started to, so we'll go back to last summer. This is when I met these guys. Yeah. And I created a song called Life. I think I showed it to Sam, who was over there. I showed it to Sam, and I think it was just around the time that they were starting out, and just around the time I was starting to make stuff that I was really proud of, and it just like coincided perfectly. So it's great with my videographers, because we've continued to grow together, if that makes sense. And as I get better, they improve, and I can hopefully try and keep making stuff which will push them to make better videos, and it's kind of vice versa. So
yeah, it's a great journey to be on.
It's great, yeah, honestly. And it's interesting, like, with Life as well, because when I say that was the first track that I made, where I was like, I nearly cried when I made that track. Like, when I bounced it out and I heard it, because I'd been through this long journey of, like, producing is one of the most frustrating, difficult, annoying things. Like, when you're trying to produce and mix everything yourself, it's because how do I even describe it?
I suppose it's a big task. If you're writing everything, you're planning everything out, you're creating all the music, you're playing all the instruments, and producing it as well on top of that. I can't. It's something I wouldn't be able to do.
The learning curve for producing and mixing is so steep. It's so easy to fall off of it unless you really want it. And I just really wanted it, and I wanted it so bad, and it was so frustrating because for like the first 2-3 years of me creating music, 2 years maybe, I'd bounce stuff out and I'd think, I've got a great mix here, and then you listen into it in the car, and it's like, it just sounds fucking terrible. And it's like this constant cycle, and you get better and better bit by bit, and it's really slow and meticulous and annoying. And then eventually you start to get closer and closer, and you think, I've actually got a good mix, and it sounds good on its own. And then you'll listen to something on Spotify, and you'll reference it to another track, and you'll think, Jesus Christ, I'm so far off. And it's so easy to just close the laptop and just give up with it. But Life was the first track that I made where I was like, I listened to it, and I started listening to other stuff on Spotify. I mastered it myself and everything. And I listened to other stuff, and I just thought, oh my God, it sounds on a similar level to that. And that was like a big moment for me, for sure.
Yeah, I bet you were proud of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And because I'd been to other studios before that and stuff, and I'd had other people produce for me, but I'm a real control freak when it comes to my music. Like, I want to have every little detail, whether it comes to the way I compress a snare, the way I EQ a kick, the way that the smallest things. Like, I just love to just have, because when you add the small things together, I feel like it makes a big difference in the grand scape of like crafting your sound.
Yeah.
So I'd love to have control over that.
Okay, when did you start producing your own music then?
I think I was about year 9. It was early year 9. I started maybe Christmas year 9. So I even know it was.
How many years ago? How many years ago was that?
About my year. It was about 3 years ago. Yeah, maybe longer. That's 3.5 years ago. Yeah.
And the products like you're bringing out in 3 years.
It's
nuts.
I don't know. I'm happy with where I am, but the problem with me, I can never look in the moment and appreciate it. I'm always looking to the future, which is something that I definitely need to fix. But I always think, but in like 2 years, it's going to be a whole new level. And then 2 years after that, and then by the time I'm like 25, 26, like really getting into my prime, like things could be, I wonder what's the stuff I'll be creating. But,
So you were writing before year 9?
Oh, I've been writing as long as I've been walking, basically. That was like a thing. My mum was a drummer and a writer, one of my biggest inspirations, for sure. My mother, like, just amazing. And she was a great writer and everything, is a great writer. It was just kind of a thing that like, I knew she wrote and everything. And I don't know, I started, it was as natural to me as walking, writing. It was all I've ever done and all I've ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
So, and I started playing piano in year 9. And that's when or maybe late year 8. And that's when I started to like put stuff together. And I thought, oh, if I play these chords, and then now I can use my writing that I've always been doing, and I can start. And that's sort of how it started to happen for me. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. Yeah, because I heard well this year, since the lockdowns happened, there was a point where I was quarantining for 10 days.
Yeah.
And we played Fortnite. Constantly.
That was probably the highlight of my whole lockdown thing, to be honest.
It was great. I would have gone insane without that. But I always heard you like between games getting on the piano.
It's all I do. It's literally like I live for that moment of inspiration where it's like Jesus, like, and you have something that's like it all happens in my mind so fast, and I feel like I get so many steps ahead of myself. But sometimes I'll just play a little chord progression. I can hear the whole song in my head, and I'm just like, oh,
I just need to get it down.
I live for that. And then like songwriting, I just love it because that moment when you think of a lyric and you think you couldn't replace this with anything. You couldn't replace it with anything. It's perfect. It's perfect. I love that. I love that feeling, the satisfaction of that so much.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest passions for music, for sure. Yeah.
That's probably why you can't stop when it gets to midnight and you're like, okay, shit.
Yeah.
I need to get this song done.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're there till 8.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember the amount of times.
Yeah.
We're like, where's Jake? Is Jake coming on? And it's like 3 p.m.
Yeah.
I've just woken up.
Literally, that's what it is. It's like,
it's great though, man. It's showing that you put in the time in.
Yeah. And it's something like, I don't want to speak on it too much, obviously, but I went through a pretty crazy breakup early this year, and I don't want to talk on it too much because she's an amazing person, all respect. I think she's incredible, but I think that's definitely something that pushed me to a new point musically that I didn't think. It's put me a bit ahead of schedule to where I thought I'd be, because like I think when you're in a relationship and you have a person and it's like sometimes you can use that person in like as something to confide in, if that makes sense. But once that person's gone, then it's just you and the piano. You know what I'm saying? And it's taken me to some dark places, but musically it's definitely pushed some of my best stuff out of me, for sure.
I guess it must sort of get rid of any restrictions and it allows you to go off on a crazy tangent that you didn't think you could even reach. Yeah,
for sure. But it's this weird thing of like what is the point of everything? Like, because I think about when you really look at life from an outside perspective, or from a greater perspective, like the relationships around you are the only thing that really matters. Like that's something that I'm starting to realize. But it's just one of those things. Like I'll learn, I'll keep going, but I don't like what I'm trying to say is I don't know how much I'd be willing to sacrifice in the pursuit of great art.
Okay.
Would it be because if you look at like someone like what was it, Vincent van Gogh? Okay, great. I think it's him. Maybe I'm mistaking him with another famous artist with an amazing legacy. I believe he had like a miserable life. Like,
I think his
he wasn't.
sister died and all.
He had a horrible life, like complete pain, misery, depression, and then as he what's it called? No, I don't think he even had any recognition till well after he died. So he made this amazing art, like filtering all this pain into his art, and like
all the grief and all the misery was portrayed in that.
And every artist I feel like has this view of like I went on the podcast not too long ago, maybe earlier in the lockdown, and like I've got another me tattooed on my arm. I don't know if the camera can see this. Every artist has this thing of like trying to inspire the next generation, and I think that's amazing. But then, do you want to? If you're not living a happy life and maintaining the relationships around you, then what's the point? So I'm trying to find a balance. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, during the lockdown, I went on a binge of self-improvement videos, and recently I've been getting into more of a into spirituality and finding meaning. Which before I thought was a complete crazy, religious craziness. But
I'm
now,
not religious.
Now, like the way I see meaning is having a connection to something bigger than you. And it doesn't have to be religious. It could be in relationships, in family, in your career. It
could be anything.
In things like this. But I guess that's when you say you don't know if you would sacrifice things like relationships with your family for your career. Where would you put the most important things in your life? What would you say is the biggest thing for you?
Family.
100% family, is it?
Family, and just relationships around you in general. That's something I've had to realize this year. Like, you have to, regardless of what you're doing or the work you're creating or how focused you are, like everyone has their own mountain to climb. Like that's the thing. So me thinking I'm on this amazing journey, like everyone has their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like
that doesn't make your journey any less special.
No, it doesn't. But sometimes you can stop to appreciate other people. If I think that's what it is. Everyone's looking for that meaning. I'll probably be looking for it forever. Like think about like where we are. Like it's crazy. Like you look at anything for long enough, it just starts to look weird.
What do you mean by that?
Like we're on the spinning rock in some crazy reality in this like it's inexplicable. Like I don't know. I've probably seen a bit crazy. Like
no, you're bang on. We are definitely on a spinning rock.
When you start to but when you start to step back and really look at our meaning and like everything, how we got here, everything. Like I think most people try not to think about it, and I try not to think about it. But
I think it's so complex that if you spent your whole life thinking about it, you would just go mad.
Definitely. So it's beyond the scope of our human conception.
Yeah, we don't have the ability to... Well, we do have the ability to understand some of it, but when it comes to the big questions, like why are we here,
exactly,
sort of stuff, it may be something that we never figure out.
Never comprehend. But you know what we can comprehend? Your relationship with your mum, your sister, or your family, or your friends.
Exactly.
So
that's when meaning comes in. It's just because there isn't a predetermined meaning for human life. It doesn't make the universe any less incredible. It should be. There's no reason to suggest why you shouldn't find your own meaning. And like you say, family, relationships with people, your sense, like your call to adventure and all that sort of stuff. It doesn't make it any less special.
It's just such a crazy thought. Like everything at the moment is just weird. You know what I'm saying? Like,
we're living in a mad time at the moment. Like considering no one's been able to do anything they wanted to do for the last year. People have been losing relatives. I'm in a position where I'm fortunate enough not to have known anyone that's passed away from COVID, but you see around people are losing their minds.
I mean, how could you not when there's like such a massive shift in normality? But what you thought was normal before is now completely different. The change can leave you really like disorientated. And then this is what I've been thinking like, and then think about that, and then I've left school. I've been doing other stuff. Been to all these different places. It's all been a bit weird. But I'm keeping my feet. And family is everything. Family, friends, relationships, all of it. And I've had to learn that the hard way. But I'm learning.
Yeah, man, that's cool. What is your plan now? So you've left school now. You've left.
Yes.
So what's the plan now? Is it going to be like a college or a uni, or are you just going to
who
concentrate
knows?
on
I mean,
writing?
I'm at college technically. Sometimes I do tend to miss time. My attendance isn't the most amazing.
Yeah.
But what I'll never do.
You got important shit to do.
Yeah.
So,
I'll never sit around and do nothing.
Yeah.
That's one thing it is. So if I'm not doing college, I won't be lying in bed.
Mm.
Like I'll be working in another way musically. I'll be writing. I'll be mixing. So it's kind of like a thing of, as long as I keep moving, I can see myself getting to the destination, or if there is a destination, who knows. But that's how I'm going to view it for now.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So there's not an overall, I want to get here. It's I'm experiencing what's happening now and living through that.
Sometimes that's how I should think about it, and that's how I've been trying to think about it. But then at the same, like, part of me thinks about what it would be like to reach the highest heights. If that makes sense. The highest of heights. Like, I'd love to like shift the culture with music and do huge things and like change the sound. And, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like in a similar way to someone like Kanye did. Do you know what I mean? Like if I can really change everything, because I feel like the culture that we live in at the moment is so like, so instant gratification. Like, or like scroll through TikTok, scroll through Instagram, moment, hit of dopamine, scroll through this. I feel like it's numbing everyone. It's numbing everyone's attention spans. And I'm worried for the next generation coming up because I feel like it could be detrimental to them in the long run. And I'd love to bring back artistic music. Like, no hate to anyone that like makes songs for TikTok dances. I think that's an art in itself, to be able to connect to people on that level and to be able. But I want to really connect to people.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, I do think that the things like the social media are changing people's perception of life, and I don't really want to go too political, but you see the amount of the amount of like protests going on at the moment for all causes on all sides has increased. Like,
I mean, social media is a crazy thing because it will do anything to keep your attention. And when you have something like that and everyone's holding this thing that will do anything to keep your attention, that can manifest itself in really, really, really ugly ways. Yeah. So if it figures out what keeps your attention, it will shove that down your throat. Even if it's something that's bringing you unhappiness, something political that's stirring up the worst part of you, it's still going to push that down and make you grow more and more hatred. And you see that coming out, and it is really manifesting itself on a big level, and it will continue to get worse. But that's what I'm saying. Like stuff like that, I'd love to have a big enough platform to speak on that and for my voice to have an impact and make a difference on stuff. Because social media is dangerous. It's so dangerous.
Well, the issue is that like humans are more attracted to negative information. It's like an environmental it's like an evolutionary change. So if you're in the jungle, are you going to look at all the lovely plants and flowers, or are you going to spot the tiger that's in the dark? It's like so you'll tune to look at negative things more. So
that's see a car crash on the side of the road, like people, you know what I'm saying? You see everyone in their car, like
well, that's the thing. Like it just means news and media are just putting out bad stories all the time because people don't connect to them as people connect to them more than the good stories. Yeah, and it's so easy. Everyone down.
Negativity is so easy. Like it's so easy, and it's just. But is it like when I think about social media and it pushing whatever you want to see? Is it the responsibility of social media, or is it the responsibility of the people? Because if I go on my phone,
well, that's the thing,
and I like videos of cats every single day, it's gonna show me cats, and I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna be scrolling through. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be seeing cats at every single second, and I'll be happy. But if I find something that appeals to a really horrible side of me, and I start liking all this stuff, this political stuff, which goes against like my beliefs, or whatever. Like even if people disagree on politics all the time, I disagree with people on politics all the time, and it's just like a thing of like, if it keeps your attention, it can push stuff out and make problems seem terrible and make life seem horrible. And I don't know. I just hope that it can get better. That's all. Because it could be dangerous, really, really dangerous.
I think so, yeah. Have you seen the Social Dilemma?
Yes.
It's called on Netflix.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, how they craft this person, version of you.
Yeah,
they see what you're most likely.
I mean, they know everything.
Yeah,
even that in itself is mildly concerning to me. But
well, it's like they'll know what sort of time of day you go on your phone. Yeah, you go on Instagram.
Exactly.
And a little pop up will say, "Oh, thingy's just posted on the story."
Yeah.
And it's just like, of course I'm gonna look at it because you know that's what I want to see.
Yeah. And they're only doing it because the longer they keep your attention, and then they'll keep your attention for long enough, then they're warranted to show a little advert.
Yeah.
And then they get a bit of money. And it can, this is why it can be a horrible business, like just vile, like really bad, really, really bad. But I don't know.
But the other issue we have is it's such a great platform to express your music.
There's so many positive things. Like I have a massive family, and like my family history is quite confusing. And there's so many people that, like, without going into too much detail, like I didn't know I would be related. Like if you search St. Ange into social media, you'll find like quite a few of my cousins that I never knew. And so social media is such a great thing for connecting people, and there is a lot of positive things to be gained from it. But it's, again, everything, like, it comes back to balance. Everything in life is about like riding that balance, and social media is the same. Like it's that balance between not getting too consumed with the negativity, trying to use it for the positive stuff, and just
Well, what happened with the video on your YouTube channel?
Oh,
that's
okay.
got how many views?
Well, I think it's on like 8 million or something. Something like that. Yeah.
So you're busking, are you, at St. Pancras?
Yeah, well, I wasn't even, it was just one of those public pianos that you walk past.
Yeah.
And I was in I can't remember where I'd been. I was in London with my mum and my brother for some reason.
Yeah.
And I saw this piano and I was like, and XXX Tentacion was my biggest inspiration musically. And he just passed away, unfortunately. And the thing of like, I wanted to show respect to the guy. I'd already done quite a few piano covers before. So I wanted to show respect to him. I thought, okay, I'll sit down on this piano and I'll play one of his songs. I did. I remember my brother actually being like, we're going to miss a train. Like, why are you doing this? I was like, you know what I'm saying? I remember my mum being like, give him like 1 minute. And then everyone in the comments, you played it too fast. You're rushing it. But I had like 5 minutes to play it. But I wasn't like a great piano player at that point, which is the most interesting thing. Like,
but people would have latched onto the fact that you were doing it because you respected him, and it was a time at which everyone was thinking about him.
I mean, everyone in the comments says like, rest in peace, X, respect to X, all of this stuff. So I do think it's a beautiful thing for all of his fan base to be able to be there, like mourn this guy together. Like, it's pretty. I try not to read through them too much because it does freak me out a bit. Like when you go on your social media and it's like thousands and thousands and thousands of comments like, he looks like this guy. He should have played it like this.
But it must feel good to know that you played a part in bringing them together.
I mean, that's amazing. That's an amazing thing. But it is a weird thing. I wonder why people do hate it. Like, because if you think I wasn't a great piano player at that point. But it's a thing of like, I never said I was.
That's
something that interested me about like human psychology in general. Like,
I think that is just something that comes with fame, I guess. The more people see it, the more likely you are to have people that are just there to bring people down. But I'm sure you would have got way more positive comments.
I had so many more positive than negative. There wasn't a lot of negativity, but occasionally I saw.
Like I was saying, humans, you latch onto negative more than positive.
Yeah.
So say there's 1 out of 100 negative comments.
Yeah.
You're gonna read all the nice comments, be like, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Then you see the bad one, and you're like, oh shit.
I remember seeing one pop up, and it said something like, whoever taught you piano deserves to die.
What?
Or something like that. And I was like, what? And then do you know what I did? I went onto his YouTube account, this guy's YouTube account. Someone's gonna find the comments about now.
Yeah.
I looked at it, and he was an artist. I looked, and it was the worst songs I've ever heard.
Really?
Awful. And then it gave me more of a understanding into where the hatred comes from.
Yeah.
Of hating on someone else, even if it's just like I don't think I would much rather that I got more traction on an amazing piece of art that I've put hours of my time into and poured my emotion into. Yeah. But sometimes it's just how it goes.
Yeah. I think you just got to take like the rough with the smooth, I guess to say. You didn't leave a nasty comment on his videos, did you?
No.
Good.
No, because it always comes from like that, like, why couldn't it be me? Like, I think that's where people's hate comes from a lot of the time. Like,
it could be that.
It could be the smallest things. I'm not saying that I'm like this guy that everyone's like, but even like the littlest things, like, I feel like everyone's guilty of it at points, but people should be self-aware enough to understand their jealousy and rein it in and not let it escape.
It's being self-aware, realizing when you're acting out of turn. Why did the video reach so many people? Were people just sharing it around? Did it hit like a big news thing?
I think it just hit the YouTube algorithm and it just kind of took it off. And because it saw people liked it, it just starts pushing it to more people. I felt like it would do well. But I mean, I didn't think it would do that well. Yeah,
pretty crazy, mate.
Because I remember it reached like 100,000, and I was like, Jesus. I was like, what the? Like, I've got 100,000 views on this video, like, and I was in shock. And then it went up and up and up and up. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, 6 million, 7 million. And then by the time we got to 8 million, it's just like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's inconceivable.
Yeah. But now it's just about like, because I've managed to capture people's attention in that way one time, but I want to like it's about diversifying that and getting it to my own music, and that's what I'm trying to think about now. To think more business minded, to understand music is just a business, really, isn't it?
It is. That's the sad side of it, is that if your plan is to get big, be more recognised, it's almost like it's more about the business side of things than it is the music.
Yeah, exactly.
Which to me just shows that people should only put out the music that they want to create.
Yeah, exactly.
They shouldn't change to try and fit this preconceived idea.
Yeah.
Because it's like, if it's the business side of things that's actually getting it big, then do whatever the fuck you want with your own music. Yeah. But how's your other videos been received?
Yeah, it's done well. They've done well, but obviously it's not like an 8 million thing.
Well, yeah.
But I think Life is on like maybe 25k. Hennessy's doing alright. All of these ones like doing okay, but it's just I need to think more business minded. But I'm an artist. Like, I'm not necessarily a businessman. I'm trying to think more business minded now and start to learn more in that department. But
so what sort of stuff?
What, business?
You have
I do music business class in college, actually, which is pretty helpful. But a lot of it's about playlisting, distribution, which is, I feel like that's the type of like attention I need to capture to be able to get on the playlist and be able to, or maybe good management. I don't know what the right step is for me, to be honest. But I'm gonna figure it out in the next year or so.
Yeah, that's sick. And that's college, yeah.
Yeah, and you never know. But I'm just an artist. Like, what I always say is like you know how you're talking about like not changing music in order to fit the culture. What I had this thought the other day, and it was like, I want to make music that's not exclusive to the culture we live in, but inclusive to the human condition.
Okay.
So timeless. Do you know when you hear a song like there was a question on there, which was it a song you wish you wrote? The one I always think about is you know, Iris. Because I don't want the world to see me. Like timeless music that whatever the culture is, whatever the like TikTok dances do, stuff that like touches people like that. That's the stuff exclusive to the human condition. Like everyone, or inclusive to the human condition. Everyone can feel it, and that's the type of stuff I've been trying to make recently. Because I feel like I did think, where does my sort of stuff like fit in this culture? But nah, fuck that. I'm done with that shit. I'm done with that.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So what are you doing now? What are you like implementing into your music?
Okay, for me now, the way I'm looking at it differently is because I was focused on the production, and production's amazing, mixing is amazing. It's one of my biggest passions. Like, I love mixing. I love the having a vocal which sounds like completely dry with nothing on it, and being able to push it forward, compress it, EQ it, take out every little resonant frequency in it. And being able to like just make it sound really, really good, professional, radio ready. I love that process, and it brings me so much satisfaction. But I was so focused on it for so long. But I'm a songwriter. Like, if a song's not there, the song's not there. However much you mix it, however great equipment you have. So for me, it's about a song being able to stand up acoustically on its own and hit people hard, and then that's when I'll be taking it to produce it. Okay. That's what changed my process in order to make more timeless music.
Okay, interesting. Okay, brilliant. But you'd still want to produce everything, like you say, you want complete control over
100%, yeah. But I want to make sure the song stands up on its own before I even produce it. A lot of the time. Sometimes I'll do it differently, but that's what I've been trying to do recently. Okay.
And what sort of elements would you be adding during the producing? Would it be more to do with the EQ and stuff, or would it be cutting the structure?
I always, like, the song, if you listen hard enough, the song tells you what it wants. Okay. If that makes sense. Yeah. So if I have a song like, it's not thinking too much, just feeling it, and then I'll just kind of start to hear little things. If it's a more acoustic song, like maybe it will just be little things, like little, like maybe I'll add some pads, maybe add some like atmospheric things, a bit of like bass just to lift it. Maybe it can be subtle things, or maybe I'll completely like popify a song, like I did with the one I showed you guys earlier. Yeah. Because I wrote it acoustically as almost like a ballad, and then I had this thing in my head, so it was like, that was the thing. I had this like groove, and it was just about like being able to join everything together in my mind, get everything out, and I knew that was the groove that it was asking for with the chord progression. Okay. and it was just bringing in all the different elements and bringing. So sometimes I'll take it really far and completely pop. I listen to what it wants. I listen to what the song wants.
Interesting.
So I don't know if does that make sense?
Yeah, no, completely.
Yeah,
100%. You just know.
Yeah.
You just know it will talk to you.
Sometimes, not all the time, but if it's a good song, it will.
So how is that? I guess I was listening to your earlier music. This week.
Oh yeah.
Things like Winter.
Yeah.
And Explode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sort of like two-side single.
Yeah.
And it's so different to what.
Yeah.
You're doing now.
Because those two singles weren't produced by me.
Oh, really?
No, they weren't produced by me. And after that, like it was a great experience producing it. I had a really talented producer. I went to a great studio, and it was just a thing of like, I loved, and they sound really clean, and I like them. And I did a lot of gigging from the age of like 14 to like as soon as before Corona hit. So I was gigging, I was playing all these acoustic songs, and like when I came to produce them, I loved the sound of them, and they were clean, but it wasn't me. Because like as I said, I'm a control freak when it comes to my music. So I have to have control of every little thing in order to get my sound across. So I like them, but nah, like it wasn't me. It's not something I would like want to show people if they were to look back on my discography. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't take them down though. I don't think.
Yeah. No, I don't think you should take them down because it's still like a part of you. It might be altered by someone else. Whether for good or bad, it's still Jakes and Ange.
I guess so. But see, that's what's weird to me because I look back at that stuff and I'm like, I'm a whole different person. Like I was a kid, I didn't know anything. I was just singing little songs in my guitar. I didn't know anything at all.
But you're a new person every day.
I guess you are. Like, have you ever seen that quote where it's like every time you learn something new, it's like destroying the part in your brain that was before, and it's been happening to me recently. I'm like, a crazy scale. Like I'll literally be sitting on the bus and like I won't even be listening to music on the bus. Like so much stuff is just like it's going on in my head. Like God, it's crazy.
Do you like jot it down like lyrics or like hum it into your notes?
Yeah, my voice notes are just full of ideas. Literally full of ideas. But
man, I think we should listen to or see a clip of this new video you've got out.
Yeah.
So explain the new song that you've been filming for.
Yeah, well, obviously that was like I said I went through that breakup earlier this year, and that was just kind of something that came from that. Obviously, I don't want to go into it too much, but the song's a song. Like,
sweet. Okay.
That's where it came from. Well, you gonna play it?
Yeah, should we stick it on?
Okay, cool.
I will try to change your mind, to own your trust, to feel your high. Cause all your love and all of mine was intertwined for quite some time. So don't you lie to me, cause I will be there anytime you need. Girl, you could cry to me, and I can see us fucking on repeat, cause it feels right to me.
I saw Jamie in the gym the other week.
You saw Jamie?
Yeah, I saw Jamie, and he told me that he got dragged into doing this at 4 a.m.
All my people, man, they always get dragged into this stuff. Like, be carrying indoors at 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's what
you
he
never
said.
know what the next day will bring. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably didn't. I didn't even tell him. I just said, "Oh, bro, come to mind. Like, got this video to shoot the next day. It'll be easy." Like, I can't lie. Like, I kind of downplayed it a little bit. And then I just kind of said, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you've got to go up at about 3, 4 for this sunrise. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. And then he
was saying about carrying the doors.
Yeah, he ended up carrying the door all around the thing. So obviously, if you look in the thing, there's doors, and I was going through these doors. They weren't actually multiple doors. It was just 2 people. My director Jared, who was over there, and my friend Jamie, literally like grabbing the doors, going around the camera, and trying to get them back in the shot as I go in. And again, I go through the door and I do it again. It was a bit of like a high intensity training kind of workout.
It seems like there's so many new themes in each video. Like it's so different to Hennessey. Just quickly, what was the name of that?
It's called Right to Me.
Right to Me. Yeah. Okay, and when is that going to be out on your YouTube?
I don't know.
Do you know?
It'll be sometime soon. Sometime very soon. Yeah.
Okay. It's so different to Hennessey.
Yeah.
So different to Hennessey. But the thing that carries across all your videos is how many people you have around you that get involved and help you out.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's great. And even with my family as well, like it's like an amazing thing. I've got a great family around me, so it's a thing of like they believed in me. Not just when it comes to music, but like this is something I'll like come to when I want to have kids one day. Hopefully that's quite a while down the line, but like instilling belief into your kids is so important. Because some people, there's two types of people. Yeah, people that look at life from a viewpoint of I can't do this, and people look at. I believe that I can do anything if I put my mind to it, and that's because of my mother and father like instilling that in me from a young age. So it's definitely something that I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at a lot when I have. I feel like I'm gonna be a single father one day.
Okay, fair enough. Why?
I'm just throwing it out there because I don't know. Do you know what I can see myself as?
Yeah, go on.
Like a single father with maybe 2 kids, definitely daughters. I'm gonna have daughters, and I'd like take them to the zoo and like do fun things and stuff, and like go and do nice activities. I'd probably wear like one of those hats, like a proper dad kind of thing.
Yeah.
I can just some weird thing that I feel like I'll be a single father. I'm just a guy that will end up in that position. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, mate, if that's what you want, I'm sure that's not. Or you know what? Find someone and divorce them.
You know what it is? It's not necessarily what I want.
You don't have to be a single parent to take your kids to the zoo.
No, I know. It's not what I not want. What I don't want.
Yeah.
It's just I feel like it's the destiny that I'm doomed to face. Yeah.
Well, it's not
Which is not necessarily doomed. It could be a blessing. Sorry, future daughters, for saying that.
Yeah,
but,
they'll see
like,
this, mate.
I'm not doomed. Like, it's amazing. Like, I love.
That's a cool. It's a cool image to have. It's a cool image to have. Like I said, you don't have to be a single parent to take your kids to the zoo.
I've always just seen it. I've always seen it. Or I'll end up. My mum went to a fortune teller when I was younger.
Yeah.
And they told her like that one of her sons. I have a twin brother. Shout out Elliot. I have a twin brother, and they said that one of your sons will become famous, and he will end up with a much older woman.
Oh, how's Elliot doing in terms of fame then? Is he?
Elliot's. Do you know what Elliot is? He's just a genius academically. I'm not exaggerating. He is like he really is. Like he obviously went to like a great school. Elliot went to a great school. So I think he won almost every single award for the highest achieving in every subject.
Jeez.
So GCSEs, you know, it's 1 to 9, yeah. The grades 9 is A star. They include an extra grade just to make up for people like Elliot to make up because uni is very competitive, isn't it? So when it comes to 8s, like an A star isn't enough. You need to have an extra level. So the uni people at the top unis can decide who they want to take in. And he got a 9 in every single subject. Jeez. A star in every single subject.
And how old's he? Oh,
same,
twin. Twin. Probably the same as you then, isn't it?
Yeah, literally. Same age.
Fair. Yeah. But who do you think is going to be more famous in the end? If one of you's going to be famous, who's it going to be?
I don't think he'd want fame. I don't even know if I'd want fame. I don't know, but I think he'll be incredibly successful and rich. I just don't think he'd love having cameras all in his life, if that makes sense. Okay. And I think that would be very hard to deal with. But I don't know. It depends the cost. Everything has a cost, but what you're gaining from it. Like if I could be famous, like I'd want to use it in a good way, and I'd want to like speak on important things, not shallow things. And I'd want to shift the culture to a more positive place, popular culture. It's very toxic. If I was going to be famous, that's what I would want to do. But yeah, Elliot, nah, he's not. Although he's actually a very talented singer. Yeah, he's definitely a naturally more talented singer than I am. Right. Sure. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like musical theatre. He used to do all that stuff, acting, plays, all of that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
It's pretty interesting. But
so you say you want to change the culture, and you've spoken about the fame before.
Yeah.
But linking that with the negative comments on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Would you be prepared to face the backlash of shitty comments for that? Yeah.
That wouldn't even be a thing that would be in my mind, because I don't think though. Although at the same time, when people hate on my piano cover or whatever, or piano covers or piano content, it's a thing of like I don't feel emotionally connected to that. Although someone may be scrutinizing my art that I sit at a computer for 8 hours and put every last thing in to make, maybe that would hit me in a different way when I really think about it. But it's a thing of like music is so subjective. Like it's different 100%. To everyone. Like, so I feel like I could be at a point where people were like, okay, like, I can't just say it's completely terrible. Like I've gone the hard way. I've learned everything. I've learned to do everything myself. So although you are going to get the people that are going to just like be really bitter and hate, but I'd be able to deal with that. Because I know where it comes from and I know who I am as a person. So, and they're not in my reality, really, unless I look for them.
Well, they're just anonymous messages online. Yeah. I don't think they'd say that to your face, would they?
No.
Which just shows that it can't be very sincere. They can't. They're only out to get you because they're pretty safe in their bubble at home.
That's the other thing with social media that we didn't even cover. Like, that's a whole nother thing. Like, some people will talk about, should there be like identification needed and like being able to present your full name, identity, all of that for social media. Like, what do you think of that?
I think there needs to be. You see, I'm pretty freedom of speech.
Yeah. I'm becoming the interviewer here. It's crazy.
No, mate, I'm this conversation.
I think it's a bad idea, to be honest. Like, social media, like, they know, when I'm saying they know everything about us already.
They do.
I don't necessarily want.
But there's pros and cons.
My passport, to be there.
There's pros and cons. Even with there's too much surveillance of people. 100%. But background checks probably should be done. For people who use Facebook. But then people won't want to give all their details because it's then more details that the companies know.
And social media gets hacked. Like, Twitter got hacked how many times this year?
Oh, probably a
so
shit.
I don't know if I want my passport.
Information to PayPal get hacked. Everything gets hacked. It's not completely safe.
That's what. Do you know the Elon Musk stuff, the Neuralink?
Yeah.
That's what concerns me about that as well.
That
like,
gets
do you know, like, the average computer? Like, I can't remember the exact statistic, but it's shocking, like, how much malware like the average computer has. Like, then I hear, we want to put computers in your mind.
Yeah.
What?
that shit is
Jesus
scary.
Christ.
I'm not sure I'd be getting a Neuralink chip on my brain.
I mean, it says like going to be viruses and possible like.
Wow.
That's so incomprehensible though until it happens anyway.
I think that the initial premise of it, because they're going to start curing like blindness and
like, that's like just
dementia and all these crazy things. And if they can do that, then it's a massive force for good.
I mean, it's a miracle, like a scientific miracle.
Yeah,
that happens.
It is. But it getting to the point of everyone having one in their head so they can be compatible with computers and you can.
Nah, that's some fucked up shit.
I don't
kind of like.
But then
freaks me out.
You could argue it's like the next stage of human evolution.
I mean, I guess if I'm walking around with my phone checking it every single second, anyways.
Yeah.
It's like it's to the point where it's basically an extension of you, anyways. So. Like, some would argue that the gap between having a Neuralink in your head and a phone in your hand and pocket at every second, which is
just whether it's under your skin or not.
It's just obviously that's like a big thing, but maybe we're already somewhat there in a weird way. It's just not as I'm saying, like, it's not as extreme, but
it would be a smoother transition.
Yeah,
you could justify it to people in a way that it's like, well, you've got your phone on you anyway, so you are compatible with computers at any point. But I don't think I'll get one.
Yeah, I mean, it's different having them drill into your skull.
Yeah.
How would that even work? Would you think something and then, like, if you're trying to Google search something, like, what?
Mate, I don't have a clue.
that's such like a crazy thing to me.
It's like they remove part of the skull. And then slot it in, and then like these wires or like weird sort of tendril things go into your brain and hit certain areas.
No. I ain't
not for you.
I ain't trying to be involved with that. It sounds scary. Sounds like something I don't want to do.
It's fucked up.
Yeah,
it is fucked up. But going back to social media, I do think it's just pros and cons with everything. Nothing's black and white.
Yeah.
It helps you connect with more people, like you say about family members.
Yeah.
But it also creates massive division between people.
Yeah.
Loads more negative information. I wouldn't say. It just depends how you use it. It's so difficult to say whether anything is a force for good or a force for bad.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with life, like nothing's definitively good or bad. People always cling to this idea, like, what even is good or bad? Does it exist, or does it only exist in your perception?
It's just, I think it's because everything is so complex. It's just so easy for people to box things up in black and white, yes or no, good or bad.
Actually, I do think at the same time though, I can't like say like that it definitely does exist regardless of perception, but there is definitely a blurred line in the middle. Like for example, if I go outside and like kick a small child in this moment, I would say that's definitively bad.
Yeah,
like, that's definitively
objectively bad.
Regardless of my perception, but there's definitely like blur. Or if I go and give a meal deal to a homeless person, that's definitively good. But there's definitely like a blurred line in the middle there.
That's the thing. I'm not about to defend kicking a child.
No, that's not good.
But
I don't advise that.
If there's no such thing as objective truth, No, I'm not even going to try and justify that being okay. I'm not going to fucking try. But
so you're good. You're good because you saved yourself in that moment.
I can't get cancelled on the first episode. It's not good. But but yeah, things like social media, things like any political stance. There's good and bad, and you've just got to learn from the other side.
Exactly. That's what everything's about. Like what's it coming into every conversation? Willing to learn. And so many people aren't willing to learn.
That's the whole point of a conversation. You were there to leave the conversation at the end, knowing more than you did at the start.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Obviously, I don't want to get too political, but like
we keep saying that, but it looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah. Like, when it comes to politics, like all I see is like every single. Oh, okay, fuck it, I'm doing. Like every single party is all anyone says is what's bad about the other one. I don't want to hear what's so terrible about this party. I want to hear what you have to offer, because that's how we make progress.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I think that, I've only been into politics in the last year, really. And from the elections in America, when it was Trump against Hillary, it wasn't, I'm good because of this. I'm good because of this. It was like, Hillary's bad because of the emails.
Kill each other down and trying to knock each other down. And it's like, it's terrible.
Yeah, they're just trying to shit on the other person.
Yeah, exactly.
Even in the UK, it's like, Boris is going around fucking everyone and doing dodgy deals, and Corbyn is anti-Semitic. It's like there's no positive progress, and that's why I'm done with politics. Like I used to think I'm just getting started.
No. I used to think politically and talk politically all the time. I used to like when I was in school, I was always that guy that everyone, do you know what I'm saying? Like I'd be speaking politically, I'd be posting politically. Most people didn't care, but now I don't need that negative energy in my life. I don't care about politics. A lot of it's not going to make it impact in my life anyways. But what does? My relationship with my mom. My relationship with family.
Exactly.
I'm focusing on the stuff that goes on around me, and obviously I'll vote when it comes to it. But it's not going to be something I'm thinking of. And if I see a political post on social media now, I don't even like it. I just like the algorithm will then think, he doesn't care. Then I like that video of that cat instead.
That's where I'm going wrong.
Yeah.
You get sucked into the dark place. I'm liking things I hate.
Yeah, you see, that's when you get sucked, and it feeds you more and more, and it makes the problem bigger. But which sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. So, but either way, it's not worth thinking about.
I
don't think. Or sometimes it is. I don't know.
I think as long as you're aware, making politics your life is something that is going to fundamentally. Well, I can't really say this for everyone, but
work against you most of the time.
Yeah, it will make you put you in a negative place.
Sure, I'm done with it.
But I think it's good to be aware of your environment and what is going on politically.
You have to be aware. That's one.
But it's so hard to get the correct information at the moment because of social media, because of people's radical beliefs.
Yeah.
It's you'll see slander from both sides, and whoever you're friends with on Facebook, or whatever, you'll see that and you'll be like, oh, the other side's horrible.
Yeah. And we should all be on the same side.
Yeah.
Trying to work towards a better thing, but then there's this thing of like
100%.
Just divisiveness, and it shouldn't be an argument. It should be a conversation, because that's how you make progress. Like, if you don't have a goal in mind, or like a lot of life is about compromise. Even when I was talking earlier about what I was willing to compromise for, everything's about compromise. Like no one's willing to compromise. Everyone just wants to destroy everyone. Like, that's why I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
The whole point of this podcast, the original idea was to get people from different sides to sit down and talk about issues that they wouldn't have a chance to speak to the other side about. Yeah, that was the initial idea, but that's going to be fucking hard, and we'll get to that eventually. Well, me and Sam and the boys will get to that eventually.
That'd be incredible. But
now I just want to have cool conversations with sick people.
See, that's the thing. Even then, I said that would be because it is entertaining, isn't it?
Oh yeah, seeing people have a go at each other is
fun.
It is
entertaining, but. Yeah. Like I definitely would prefer to be involved in this type of thing where it's just talking about life, and like even like we talked about some good shit. Like we've had some good conversations on here. So
we've both learned from each other during the conversation.
Yeah, literally.
Should we go through some of the questions that people have asked?
Yeah, let's do some questions.
So, one of the questions I got on my side of things was the symbol that appears in the Life music video.
Yeah.
What does that represent?
Change. personal change and environmental change as well. Very associated with a movement called the Extinction Rebellion, which is something I've been passionate about at points in my life. But then it becomes one of those things where, is it worth me thinking that, or is it worth me thinking about my relationship with my mum? I do have, even though saving the environment is very important and stuff, but yeah, it was about change, personal change, environmental change, and that's why it was in the video. And because obviously I talked about change a lot in that video, I actually got tatted on my neck.
Yeah.
And that was the first tattoo I got. Yeah,
Sick.
I was 15, 16.
And it's on one of your album, single covers as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's in the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. What was on your end of things? Someone asked the 3 things you value most in life. You've spoken about family and relationships. Is there anything else?
It is personal relationships. It is personal relationships, I think. Because do you know what? There's 2 sides to everyone and everything. The darkness and the ego side, and the positive everything side. So it's it is also always about balance. It's such a difficult thing for me to explain, but this is the stuff I think about when I'm on the bus. Even talking about religion, think about religion and stuff, heaven and hell. I believe that heaven is the positive relationships around you and all the positive energy here, and hell is the ego and the darkness and the quick hits of dopamine on your TikTok, which feel good in the moment, but aren't good in the long run. So it's all about gravitating towards that positivity, even if it is harder to reach. I believe that it pays off, or does anything pay off? Who knows? But I'm excited to figure it out. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep going.
I've got 3 books I need to give you.
Really?
Yeah. You need to read the Collective Unconscious.
Yeah.
By Carl Jung. That talks about the ego.
Is this already a theory?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, it touches on what you're saying about the ego and the persona and the id and all this stuff. But I'll give it to you when I see you next. Yeah. Another question was, you've answered. Yeah. If there was one song you
Iris. So timeless. It's so timeless. And even stuff like those great breakup ballads, Bruno Mars, When I Was Your Man, stuff like that, old songs that people go back and listen to because they're just great, timeless, simple, and stuff just songs like that, timeless classics. Yeah.
Okay. Now the question of the year 10 science lesson. Why was year 10 science so?
Was it rates year 10 science out of 10?
Yeah.
10.
It was 10.
You know who you are. That's what I need to say.
Are we gonna? Okay.
My guy, man.
Fair enough.
That's what I need to say.
Let me think. What other questions did we have? I think my sister called you fit as well. That was great.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's something.
Yeah, it is something.
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about the first song you ever wrote, and could you maybe play a bit of it?
Yeah, I could play a bit of it. Okay. I think it's on my old Messenger things with my dad.
Okay. What is the song?
What is it? That's the question I asked myself as well. I think it went something like wait, let me find it.
Should we have a quick break whilst you find it?
Yeah, quick break. Yeah. Alright, cool. We'll be back.
Cool.
I've been feeling down, know she been around, had me feeling good, turn my frown around, help me Mary Jane, take my breath away, had a heavy day, fuck her anyway, I've been feeling dark, wish I had a heart, couple battle scars, got me counting stars, living in the past, met her at a bar, she's a party girl, says she play guitar. She's a party girl, says she play guitar. She's a party girl, says she play guitar.
Okay, we're back. Jake has found the song. The question was, what was the first song you wrote, and can you play some of it for us?
Okay. I don't actually think it had a name.
Okay.
But this is how it sounded. Obviously, I'm saying I was 12 or 13, but...
Yeah.
Go. We can shine bright like the sunshine when we run into the pain, when we run into the war, and the things we can't even 2, 3 at the shit school. It's got me raging.
Oh, that one was rough.
Mama, I've been changing.
That's basically how it went.
Yeah, I can see you wincing.
Yeah,
when you're
it
singing.
is like it was only when I got to that like.
I know that you can doubt me.
Wait. Yeah. Where is it?
You are to the pain.
Yeah.
All the things that you doubt me for.
Oh wait.
This one.
All the things I cannot change.
Oh, that was
Is it
alright.
here?
I think it was a bit early.
I can't remember. There was a moment where
Yeah.
I went really off pitch.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I was 12, like it was alright.
I was 12.
Yeah, it was okay. I was really smashing on them keys as well. Like
Yeah.
there was no delicacy or feeling going on. It was like
Jared was
"From
like
my
that back in
mother, I'd be
school.
changing. Bam, wham, wham, wham. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah, Jared was like that back at school.
Really?
He was one volume
yeah.
up allowed. Okay, so
Honestly.
other questions we've got through.
Yeah.
Right. KFC or Nando's?
Nando's.
Nando's.
Yeah,
okay.
easy.
Okay. Strangest proposal you've ever had?
Just before, because Nando's, yeah,
Yeah, go on.
I feel like it's got that class. You know what I'm saying? Like KFC is, yeah, it's classic, it's nice. But you go into a Nando's, it's versatile. You can use it in many situations. You could use it for like a birthday, a
Yeah.
date.
You
know what I'm
can't
saying?
have
Like-
you can't have a KFC date.
Exactly.
You can have a Nando's date.
Yeah, like Nando's is so versatile. Like you can use it as a substitute for KFC for one, like probably a better substitute, and two, you could use it for more different scenarios.
It's
So,
takeaway as well now.
yeah,
Nando's.
exactly. So I felt like I had to elaborate on that. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Cool. No, I agree with you. I agree with you, Nando's.
Yes.
I think one was jeans or trackies.
Neither. Cargos.
Cargos. Okay.
Jeans. Some types of jeans are alright, like the baggy ones, but sometimes I feel like the skinny ones are a bit like they've died. Like, no offense.
Okay. Yeah.
No
Right,
offense,
thanks,
bro.
mate.
Nah.
Levi's. 99 quid a pair.
Is it? Is
yeah,
it?
they're fucking expensive.
I do like them. I do like jeans, but I feel like I look strange in jeans. So
Fair. Okay.
for
So
me, no way. Cargos all day.
strangest proposal you've had.
Proposal.
Yeah. Maybe
What type of proposal?
maybe say when you were gigging before, any strange songs people have asked you to play.
I've had weird moments when I've been busking. I used to busk a lot,
Okay.
and I had one lady come up to me one time. It just isn't really a proposal, but she's interested in
Go on. Yeah.
and she said, "You're a great guitarist, but you can't sing for shit."
What?
I swear, my mum was like, and I was like, wow, really? But yeah,
Jeez.
you get some weird things with like weird people, yeah, stuff like that. But it's one of the things like
Fair.
over that, I'm thinking of it. Jesus Christ,
Talk,
I probably couldn't
that's a bit
sing at the
strong.
time. I probably couldn't sing, but the vocal coach, time, practice.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with where I am now. But yeah.
I heard
Very interesting.
a story about you going to London the other day.
Oh yeah.
What happened there?
I was in London. No, I can't go into this. I actually can't go into this.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna offend too many people. I can't go into this. Small cut.
Okay.
Oh, High-O's so good though. No, I can't go into it.
Okay.
I can't
That's
go into
fine.
it.
That's
I
fine.
can't go into it.
What other questions did we have? This is a good one.
Oh god.
Strangest thing you've had in your mouth.
Oh,
Strangest thing you've had in your mouth.
pause. You know when you go to the dentist
Yeah.
and they like put that weird fluoride. Yeah, it's like
Weird fluoride.
I think it's fluoride. I don't know. It's some sort of chemical, and that is like slightly strange. So.
Right. Have you ever had the thing where? Because they told me ages ago I needed braces, but I'd never got them. They put that like stuff around
I
your
was
teeth.
thinking, who asked that question? Like, that's such a
What,
random
strangest
question.
thing you've had in your mouth?
Yeah,
I think
no.
that was Reese.
Uh,
Let's see what else we've got. We've got dream travel location.
Dream travel location, Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, I don't
Why
even
Japan?
really like anime. I just think it's different. It's so different. And like you can go to places in Europe, etc., and it's nice, it's hot,
Mhm.
but there's still elements of our culture in there as well. Whereas I'd like to go to somewhere where everything's different and completely different, and I don't know about. So I'd like to go to Japan or somewhere like that, South Korea, Asia. Yeah,
Interesting.
I want to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. Christmas or birthday?
Christmas. You know why?
Got family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Family, my relationship with my mother, and also as well as that, Christmas. Yeah, birthday is only for you, innit?
Mm.
Whereas Christmas, you can share it with everyone, and it's nice and it's community, you know. So that's why I like Christmas.
You're a nice guy, Jake. You're a nice guy.
Thank you,
Okay.
Kit.
One person to be stuck on an island with.
One person to be stuck with an island with.
Mm.
If I'm like a single dad and I have a daughter,
Yeah.
it'd probably be the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you don't?
But there'd be no zoos to go to. So then what do we do then? We're in a weird predicament.
It would be like a safari, wouldn't it, if you're on a desert island?
But if I was a single father, it'd be my daughter, innit?
Okay. What if you weren't? Well, you're not. What about now?
What about now?
What about now? Right at this moment?
Probably UK.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
We're having a good conversation.
Okay. Yeah. It'd be a good trip. We'd kill the time on the island.
Exactly.
I think so.
We could talk about philosophical things and
and social media.
And I feel like if we were in an island situation and we needed food, I felt like you'd be like the type of guy that like, I feel like you'd be able to like skin some animals and like do the real dirty work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, I think I could be pretty resourceful on a desert island.
Exactly. So it would be you.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Right, I think that's all the questions.
That's all the
it's
questions.
A good one to finish on. What have you got coming up soon then? We've seen the clip of the new video. What's the song called again?
That's a good question. What was the song called again? It was called Right to Me.
Right to Me.
Yes.
Okay. And have you got anything else lined up?
Oh, so much. What order I'm going to take it in or everything? Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But I'll just take it day by day, see what happens. I'll be feeling something. I'll probably hit up my videographers who are very amazing. Shout out Fast Forward Official over there. Subscribe to their YouTube. Link in the description. And yeah, they shot this podcast. I'll probably take an idea to them and just be like, yeah, let's shoot this. And then book a date in. Happens. Content. And that's just what it is for me at the moment.
Mate.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. And you're writing loads. Yeah.
Oh, all the time.
Mate, fantastic. Well, I think that's a good place to finish it off. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's an honour to be the first episode for this. For real.
It's an honour to have you, mate. Thank you for watching. This has been Kit's Corner. See you next time.